Masaaki Yuasa's approach to Japan Sinks is not traditional. And I don't mean that with how there was this useless cult bit of Midsummer's the Anime in the middle of what is otherwise a breathtaking disaster story. But the disaster story itself was not traditional. It decided to express emotions that I've never seen one express before. I think the most obvious place where this occurs is in its use of music, specifically this song. Usually, music is used to heighten the natural emotions of certain events happening on screen. Sad scenes have sad music, happy scenes have happy music, hopeful scenes have hopeful music. But when watching Japan Sinks, this song that I'm playing right now is used kind of universally in a lot of scenes. And if you listen to it and just think about what emotions it invokes within you, it does sort of have a universal feel. It's a little sad, it's a little hopeful, but mostly what it screams to me is that this is nature. When it plays over a destroyed city, the song screams, "This is the nature of the world," and it makes the scene very melodramatic. And when it plays over people attempting to survive and help each other, the song screams, "This is the nature of people," and the song feels very uplifting. And when it plays over a horrible story beat, the song screams, "This is the nature of life," and it feels very tragic. But overall, I think the effect of using the same song to evoke several different emotions is confusion. And as much as that sounds like a criticism, it's not. The first 3 episodes of Japan Sinks are shocking. The normal world is turned upside down for so many people, and what follows is a series of tragedies. It's so sudden and so fast that the thought that best conveys these scenes is a lack of thought. So much has happened so instantly that these characters don't really know what to think. They don't know what emotions they're supposed to feel when, and that confusion is conveyed through this melody that so pointedly points out that this is the nature of things. But confusion isn't the entire story here, it's the beginning. As the show continues, it changes, its tone changes. And once again, I don't mean with how there was this useless cult bit of Midsummer's the Anime in the middle. I'm referring to after that, when we return to the same but completely different disaster story. There is a musical shift throughout the story, there is an arc. There is a movement from a non-traditional use of music to a traditional one. In later episodes, you have sad scenes with sad music, happy scenes with happy music, hopeful scenes with hopeful music. It's an arc that goes from a state of confusion to getting your bearings, from getting kicked down to getting back up, from distress to triumph. In the beginning of the story, these characters were lost. They had no goals, no plans. They just reacted to the tragedies the world threw at them. But during the last few episodes, a real goal was formed. A real plan was made. A real opportunity to improve their situation along with the situation of others was presented to them. And it is how this arc was presented on screen emotionally that made this such an impressive and powerful work of art. You can't really talk about Japan Sinks without the context of Japan. There is a real sense of nationalism expressed through the story, And no, I don't mean the bad kind of racial, ethnic, supremacist nationalism. The show actually goes out of its way to criticize that form of extremism. However, there is a real sense of patriotic, empowering, communicative nationalism in the story. This is a nation that has suffered through wars, economic collapse, and yes, even natural disasters. Yet every time, its people, its culture, its name has survived. This is a group whose history involves a constant series of knockdowns and rises. And there is something very prideful about defining yourself with that history. Being known as the group of people who get back up. This is what Japan Sings is about. It's about going from tragedy to victory, going from a state of frantic confusion to one of self-assurance. It's a promise that a Japan that sinks will definitely rise again.